Tattoo Live. I'm trying to appear. There's so much more we want to share with everyone. Good to see you. I ask you to subscribe and to give us some thumbs up, some likes. We are preparing to do a lot of things. Now, what you see on my screen here at the bottom, actually to the left of me, that is actually a picture of the inside of a guitar. Isn't that interesting? That makes for some good art. It's a photograph of the inside of a guitar. The other image we have is art from one of our t-shirts entitled New Normal. And so the new normal is a series of things that we're having to deal with. Video conferencing, texting, quarantine, social media, cashless society. I could add some other things to this. Smart devices, trending topics, FOMO. Who knows what FOMO means? Well, we have t-shirts. It's our new normal t-shirts. You can go to our website and get more information about that. I'm here tonight just to advertise. On tomorrow, we will be, let me see, which image do I have here for that? Tomorrow, we're going to be here. No, we're not going to be there. I'm sorry. Tomorrow, we're going to be at Wharton Square at 4 o'clock. And we're going to be there with Kenyatta Johnson. We have literature that has his Peace Not Guns logo on it. And we're still advocating for anti-gun violence. So if you are available, come on out and meet us at 4 o'clock at Wharton Square. I'll have a table there. I'll probably have my tent as well. I know it's probably going to be hot, but I will be there. And those who are available to join me, we are advocating for putting the guns down. Now, there's things I always share that we need. We need legislation, education, and inspiration. And I'm in the avenue of education and inspiration to inspire putting the gun down, or not leveraging the gun to solve differences. And the only way you can do that, that takes a change of heart. As a preacher, I advocate for, my words and my ministry is toward the heart. Legislation and laws are a consequence model often associated with taking guns off the street, or if you commit a crime with a firearm or what have you, the punishment that comes behind that. And our laws are doing that. So we advocate even for some of the laws that exist to do a better job at enforcing them. So we need that legislation in place. And we have people who advocate for that, especially like Kenyatta and many, many others who are in the Senate and who are in our local government who advocate for executing these laws and redefining them, and etc. Along with making education possible. Education to broaden your horizons. Sometimes, it's kind of, one preacher said it's hard to, I forget how he said it. It's very hard to, there's nothing you can do with an educated mind. Or you can't beat an educated mind. That's what it is. You can't beat that. Once you know something, you know it. And nobody can take that away from you. But the more education you have, the more informed you are, it seems to govern the way you live your life. because you won't live in ignorance. You'll be more involved. You know, your decisions are they're more profitable. They're more informed. You're making more informed decisions when you know more. And when you don't know, you just kind of like, ignorantly just going down a path that's of old is destructive. The same path that, some OG went down, and he spent, I don't know how many years in prison. And that's all is that path. But if you're educated to broaden your horizons and to see that there are other paths you could take, even being marginalized, there's other paths that we can take. And that's where the education comes in. And I advocate for that. And we push that on the Nights of Tattoo, and which I'm going to talk about here in a minute. But the inspiration part is where I myself and our Momentum Life is designed to speak to the heart of the matter. Because if your heart can change, you can still have your gun. I know people, even in my family, have guns, many guns, but they're not running around shooting people or solving, they're not committing crimes. So the real thing is the heart needs to change. And so that's what our programs advocate for. All right. So this event on July the 14th, I hope if you're available, I want you to make it out 1701 South 15th Street. That's the Silvestro Playground. And before the pandemic, for the past 3 years, we've been in that rec center every second Wednesday with our tattoo program, which involves music and the arts and pizza. But I also do a PowerPoint presentation talking about life principles and, how to live a better life and what you should do with all of that. But what we're doing, since we have not been able to get into the rec center, over this past year, I've been doing tattoo virtually. And if you have subscribed to this YouTube page, you can see all the videos that we've published to date. And it's a lot of good information, things that I've shared and will continue to share. But starting July the 14th, which is the second Wednesday in July of that month, we're doing a kickoff, because we're going to, pick it up on August, September, October, November, going throughout from that point on, back in the rec centers every second Wednesday at D. Silvestro, and every fourth Wednesday at Vare, which is 2600 Morris. I don't mention that here, but this is the kickoff event, and we're doing it outside. I have some singers that's going to come. This picture you see there, it is a picture of D. Silvestro, and where that grass is, that's where I'm going to have my tent, my keyboard, some music. We're going to have pizza and water ice for all the families that are there playing basketball and everything that happens in that area. We're going to be there ministering life and love and happiness through music and the arts, and just sharing the introduction to tattoo, so that during August, when we go in the building and do the program, some of the young people and families will know, oh, this was the event. This is what they were talking about in July. So yeah, we're going to be doing that. I want you to make it out. I'm looking for some poets too. Somebody, if you have some poetry, I'm going to be sharing some poetry with some fine music, and we're going to do a little poetry session. If you write poems, be ready to share it that day. Come on out. Our website is a Tattoo for Life. If you go there, www.tattoo4life, you'll see this website and everything else we have. I can't really, this doesn't work like I want it to. Oh, all for you. Yeah. Okay, I'm not doing it right. But anyway, I got to figure out. I'm still working with OBS. But I just wanted to show you that in addition to that, On tomorrow, we'll be talking about change, which is our campaign against gun violence. And change stands for control homicide, or change homicide, change it from being a neighborhood gun violence effectively. And there are 20 things I mentioned that we can do. Change your mind, don't shoot. All right? Just don't shoot. You don't have to pull the trigger. Stand down. Change your focus on life, not death. Change your passion to protect, not pain and neglect. Change your mind from thoughts of death and murder to a mind that cares about life and longevity. Change your mind to grow the community, not to tear it down. Change to honor your brother's life and blood, not to dishonor it by a bullet. Number 7 says change to establish employment and a career, not armed robbery and felony charges. Stop that. Number 8 says change to read and to educate yourself, not to negate and to devalue your intelligence. You know, you could broaden your horizon, open up your eyes. There's so much more to learn. Change to heal, not to hurt. Change to think, not to react. Change to establish purpose, not to destroy destiny. Change to help build families, not prisons. How about that? Change to build trust, not convictions and distrust. You know, when I talk to the young people, I tell them, trust is one of the easiest things to consume, but it's the hardest thing to win back. Change to dig and to plant economic foundations in the neighborhood or in the community, not graves. 15 says change to love one another, not to hate each other. Change to unite families and not to divide them. You know, when you shoot, you're really doing some things that you don't even realize the full ramification. So we need to think about that. Take a look at here. Change to unite families, not to divide them. Change to ask for help, not to ignore signs and symptoms of the self-destruction and self-hate. If you know you are suicidal, and if you know you're extremely hateful, don't like anybody, hate everybody, it's okay to ask for help, because you know you shouldn't stay that way. That's not a safe place to be. Change to explore, not to ignore. Change to create gains, not losses. Change the use of a gun to protect, not to settle arguments, disagreements, and offenses. It's not what you should be doing. All right, so much more we can say about that. But I want you to, reach out to us. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button and give me some thumbs up. You know, this really helps the efforts that we're doing in the ministry when you subscribe. All right. I know I've asked a lot of my friends subscribe, but I want you to, because we're gonna start pumping out more content. We have a lot to share. We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to offer by way of music and the arts. And so you're going to hear a lot more coming from me in that regards. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Come on this journey with me. You're going to have a good time doing it. All right? Tattoo for life.